Let's take you next to Brussels and talk to our guest, Elijah Magnier, the security analyst. Elijah, welcome back. Good to see you. Let's pick up on what our correspondent in Washington was talking about. Mr. Trump clearly furious, but his critics will say, they'll point out that this was a gamble. The United States was warned that intervention in the Middle East is unpredictable, and unpredictable it's turned out to be, hasn't it?
Thank you for having me. Well, in a sort of way, yes, but I think we have reached the end of the escalation in preparation for another round in the future, because we don't know if Iran is going to maintain its nuclear enrichment uranium, and if it has still the centrifuge to produce it, but Iran has more than 9,300 kilograms of different percentage of uranium, including 408 60% uranium. Because we don't have information about the consequences of the American and the Israeli attack on the Iranian nuclear site, that needs time when we can verify that from the Iranian side with the result of what they're going to produce next, and if they're going to go toward a nuclear bomb or to improve their missile capability. However, I think this round is over.
We now obviously have lots of aerial images of the damage in Iran. In your judgment, too early to say perhaps, but has Iran's nuclear capability been disabled? And if not, where might Iran's enriched uranium be?
Iran will never enrich uranium outside its country. The Iranian nuclear knowledge is in the head of the Iranians. Israel and America are very much aware of that. This is why the Israelis killed more than a dozen nuclear scientists, because they understand that Iran can very quickly rebuild all its centrifuge. We know that the Americans informed the Iranians about their incoming bombardment of Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. Well, Esfahan is very relevant. The most important one was Fordo. We know that the Iranians have 3 uranium mines. We know that the Iranians secured the uranium they have, because the director of the IAEA, Rafael Grossi, was complaining because first, there are no additional radiation coming from all the sites that were bombed. Secondly, because he said removing the 60% uranium, 408 kilogram, is a violation of the IAEA, and he wanted to inspect them. However, the Iranian parliament and Speaker Ghalibaf announced that Iran will not allow the inspectors to come, at least for now. So we know the capability, maybe practically speaking, has been degraded in terms of weeks or months, but we certainly know that Iran has a mines, the huge stockpile, and also the knowledge.
In your judgment, then, what happens next in the coming days and weeks?
Well, both sides will prepare. First of all, the Israelis will understand that the only way to remove the threat that comes from Iran is to change the ruling system. Because as long as there is this ideology and this animosity toward Israel and the support of all the allies in the Middle East, the Iranians will continue pursuing an improvement of their missile capability. We've seen at least 4 or 5 type of different missiles that for Israel was impossible to intercept. They are hypersonic with multi-warhead, not cluster bomb, completely different. It's a technology that exists only in a few countries around the world. And we have seen how Iran is going to learn from all the mistakes, but also the Israelis. And because the sabotage operation in Iran were very efficient, I think the Iranians will start cleaning their home, and the Israelis will start increasing the infiltration to try and change something in the ruling system. But at the same time, the ceasefire is very unclear Will Israel retain the possibility and the right to go and bomb Iran whenever it wants, like it is doing in Gaza, the West Bank, Lebanon, and Syria? Or will this ceasefire hold, and how long? There are many unanswered questions. I think the clock is ticking now.
Elijah, good to see you. Thank you for that. Elijah Magnier, the security analyst, talking to us from Brussels.